We are live on Twitch.
Right. Hello, Twitch. Welcome to our first session of Vampire the Masquerade. I figured um, I'll give us a little intro scene, I guess it is, to kind of set the background of the game. And from there, we'll go into tonight's session. And we'll kind of learn about your characters tonight and go through some scenarios. Figure out how your characters kind of deal with things that pop up in their lives. And just learn about them in general. So, our opening scene. As we kind of come in, we start with a completely black screen in front of us. We hear the sounds of heavy footfalls. We hear the click and the clack of metal as it fills the soundscape around us. Clearly, many somebody's running. But the sound halts abruptly as a loud rushing wind begins to grow, and it's joined by the steady chop, chop, chop of helicopter blades. First far above or far away, and slowly growing closer. As the peak of the din passes over us, we hear somebody shout, "Now! Move, move, move!" Visuals flashing quickly, and we see the back of a group of black-clad military-like soldiers running forward. They're surrounded by desert, hard, rocky, red desert. Rocky outcroppings all around them. The screen goes dark again as the sounds of running continue. The next visual we see them rounding a corner. This time seeing them from their front. Their helmets, fully visored, blocking any sign of their face, show a reflection of the same empty, barren landscape. Except a shape. Almost a shadow in the noonday sun. It begins to form in the center of the reflection of the visors. It grows ominously, coalescing into a shape. Humanoid, but not human. The arms are too long, the fingers more like claws, and a gaping jaw stretches open. Teeth gleam, even in the shadow of the surrounding sun. The screen flashes as gunshots fire. Chaos ensues. Our picture starts flashing between bright muzzle flashes, explosions, and dark shadow. The figure moves quickly, too quickly. It tears through the first group of soldiers as if they're made of butter. We get a shot of the last soldier standing, bright sun beating down on the rocks around him. He's breathing heavily, looking around, aimed down his sights. He's panicked, terrified. Everything begins to darken. Color fades from the surrounding, the red rocks turning gray. Eventually, we're left with a black screen. We hear nothing but the sounds of his armor moving and the heavy, horrified breathing. Then a rip and a scream. And for a moment, silence. Another loud explosion brightens the screen. And we see for a moment the strewn bodies of these soldiers all around these outcroppings. A new swarm of soldiers moves in from behind various outcroppings. Again, they fire at this creature. This time, though, impacts explode in a bright, brilliant blue light. The creature roars. And finally, we hear a thump as something large is fired. A piece of wood appears in the creature's chest, and it crumples abruptly. The darkness is gone, and all that is left is the mirage-like vision of a red-rocked desert landscape, waving in the heat. A small swarm of dark-clothed military figures move in and surround the creature. One reaches into a pack, grabbing a device, and moving into the creature. A needle gets pulled out and pierces the thing's neck, just below the jaw. There's a sound of a vacuum pump starting, and a thick, black, pudding-like substance begins to fill a tube, connecting the needle to a container. Moments later, a voice is heard, staticky, over a radio. Time's up. Move out. The pump switches off, and the needle's pulled from the neck. The militia moves out in an organized manner in all directions. But the camera stays focused, from above, down on this creature, zooming in slowly. The footsteps die down as they move away, and we get a full screen shot of this creature, sunken skin, bone, not much else. The flesh is bubbling and burning in the sunlight, small wisps of ash floating off of it. And as we zoom in towards the face of the creature, we see a single, slow, curdled chunk of something pop out of the hole in its neck where the needle was and ooze slowly down to the ground. From there, the sun moves through the sky quickly and fast forward until its last flash dies away completely. The body in the sand at this point is nothing but bones, flesh long dissipated. A dust blows off of it softly, the wind blowing the ashes of its skin. And we see a lone figure step out of an outcropping nearby and walk to the body, slowly, calmly, casually. Reaches down into the sand next to the body. And we zoom in on the jar, a red gingham lid, down to a label that says Smucker's Strawberry Jam. And it just scoops up that last little chunk of whatever came out of this creature. We zoom back out from the jar, chunk still sitting in the bottom of it. The caption along the bottom of the screen reads, 24 years later. Frank, where do you keep this jar?
Keep it on top of the part of the toilet where the flushing thing is, but on top of that,
Okay.
in my bathroom.
Yep. So we zoom out. We see the tiled wall of the bathroom behind it. And as we go out, we see the toilet. And I think in front of that, we see Frank. What do we see when we see Frank?
Sitting on my knees in front of the toilet like I'm praying to it. Just sort of hands on my knees. Just looking at the toilet like you do. Waiting
Frank
for it.
look like?
Frank looks like, trying to get a good portrait, standard hippie, as hippie as one can get, for being what I am.
All right. So yeah, he's got long ratted hair.
Long ratted hair.
Loose
He's got the
clothing.
bandana, red and black bandana.
Nice. Is he like the really skinny hippie, or is he like a bigger dude? What's his build like?
Oh, he's super skinny.
Okay.
I'm
He's very
thinking
thin.
Free Will and Franklin from the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers.
Very close to that.
Nice.
And
Alright.
there are little vampire teeth on the bandana.
Nice. All right. The camera continues to zoom backwards and out of the bathroom and into a hallway. Someone's walking through the hallway. What does Charlie look like? How would you describe her?
She'd tall. She has kind of wildish curly hair. It's put up in a updo. She typically wears, either blouses or dresses that have high collars.
All right.
Very proper type.
Awesome. And we zoom past Charlie and into a living room. Does Zane watch television?
Yeah, if he does, it will be news.
Cool.
And
That's awesome because I have in my notes Zane is probably watching news. So cool. So we zoom in and Zane is I'm guessing on the couch probably watching the news.
yeah.
What do we see? What does Zane look like?
All right. What time of day is it?
It's nighttime probably. It's probably you guys probably just woke up.
All
So it'd
right.
be the beginning of night.
I'm sitting there, I'm watching TV. I have a laptop open on the table in front of me, and I'm kind of taking notes from the news. I've got a cup of coffee with probably something nasty in it, like blood, steaming on the table next to me. My hair is sticking in all directions because I just got out of bed and don't give a shit. I don't know if vampires need to shave, but if they did, I'd have a 5 o'clock shadow, which I probably don't. And I'm wearing a rumpled bathrobe. I'm kind of muttering to myself and shaking my head at what's going on in the news.
Nice. All right. And the camera passes through the living room on that scene and into a bedroom of sorts. What does Kitty's bedroom look like?
Oh my gosh. It's probably covered in pictures and posters of horses and rodeo queens and all of the past and current famous country stars, everyone from Dolly to Kelly to Carrie, all just plastered everywhere. There's no paint left. In between, there's horses and saddles. She is decked out top to bottom in the whole room.
And what is Kitty doing and what does she look like in that room right now?
Kitty's probably humming to herself something about 925. Oh wait, anyhow, so Kitty is also herself decked out like rodeo royalty. She's got the curls, she's got the black hat with the zebra print band, she's got the turquoise button down with the matching zebra print across the shoulders, the buckle that's nearly the same size as her hat, the jeans that look like they're painted on so tight that she had no choice but to tuck them into her boots. Boots that look like they probably belong at a wedding more than actually in any sort of dirt. You know, the outer layer of leather's got all the pretty tooling and cutouts so that you can see the like disco ball of glitter underneath. Kitty is decked out head to toe.
Nice.
And this is dressed down for Kitty. There's no jewelry or makeup on just yet.
Cool. And we pan through that scene and it goes through the wall, Full House style, just straight through the wall to another room. As Charlie opens the door to her room, what do we see in Charlie's room?
Lots of books.
Are they just like
Books?
stacks everywhere?
Yes.
Are they in a bookshelf or are they
Part
both?
both. Stacks of books, probably lots of papers, organized chaos.
Nice. And what is Charlie doing? Like, what does she do when she first wakes up for the night?
She's probably having to go through some notes or messages from Mr. Sterling, the maker.
Okay. Cool. So we pan through on her, looking through some things, probably writing a few things down, and we pan out the window, and we see the outside of this house. This is y'all's house. What does your house look like? Is it a nice house? Is it a rundown house? Is it in a nice area? Is it in a bad area?
It's I would say it's a fairly decent sized house. It might be a little run down, and it's in a much older neighborhood of town. So, it might be an unsavory neighborhood. So that's how we got it cheap.
Cool.
We probably don't keep up the yard because, well, they won't let you mow the lawn at night.
Right.
And so it looks like shit. It looks like nobody lives there.
Yeah.
Looks like a hippie lives there, man.
Yeah. Overgrown grass, weeds everywhere. There's probably a hedgerow that butts up against either neighbor, and the neighbor's side is nice and flat, and then it just goes wild on your half of the hedgerow.
About once a month, I'll find some kid and pay him $20 to clean it up, but
Nice.
it gets pretty woolly between then.
Yeah. Cool. We zoom out of there, and the camera goes down a street and down a little ways. And we hear some high-pitched screams from nearby as the camera moves past. Blood-curdling, terrified screams. And then the camera pulls up onto this brightly lit ice cream parlor called Brahms Screamistry. A little sign next to it says, "Free ice cream for every scream." And a man behind the counter happily handing out ice cream to people that are screaming at the top of their lungs. We continue to move down, and the bottom of the screen again comes up and says, "Paris." As we zoom through the bottom of the Eiffel Tower, the 4 platformed legs sitting there, the camera continues to pull back, filling the view with the Eiffel Tower. As we get to the top, a large red cowboy hat sits on top of the Eiffel Tower. And the rest of the line at the bottom comes up, comma, Texas.
Very nice. Now I can just imagine that song playing behind it.
Yeah. Yes. And if you're watching, Bridge City Center's Witch's Wrath, behind all of that, is a very good. That's what I have in
Excellent
my head. Yeah.
Excellent tune.
But Kitty, where do you spend most of your time when you are not at the house?
Local honky tonks. Kitty does have a cadre of followers that tend to they gather, and she likes to hang out with them.
Okay. So what's the name of your local bar?
Oh, I imagine it's something stupid like the watering hole.
Okay. And so you typically aren't alone when you go out, right? You have this group of
Absolutely
5 to 10
not.
people. Yeah.
Most definitely not alone.
So this is one of your typical nights. What are you doing at the moment that we see you in the watering hole?
Probably trying to figure out these new digital jukebox things. There was a point in time where I just made all the music in the bar, so it's a little bit newfangled. I usually have to flag somebody down to come over and help me do it.
Especially because touchscreens, they don't work for you.
Right?
So especially these, new touchscreen. They just replaced this jukebox too. It used to be the nice old one with the records, and the watering hole finally saved up the money to replace it with a digital.
What do you mean there's no Kitty Wells on this jukebox?
One of your cadre probably. What would you like me to put on, ma'am?
Reba, Dolly, something along them lines.
And they'll happily get up there and start pushing buttons for you. And eventually, Reba kicks on in the background behind us. I'm going to have you make a rouse check. This is at the beginning of every night. You roll a single hunger die to see if you get more hungry or not. If you succeed, like that, you do not get more hungry. If you fail, your hunger goes up by 1. Anytime you roll in this game, you will roll a number of hunger die with your roll. Failures on those, critical failures on those, or critical successes on those generally mean bad things. But, Kitty, you're feeling all right. You still have 1 hunger, which is what you should all start at. The only way to get your hunger below 1 is to kill a human and drain them dry. So no amount of feeding otherwise will lower your hunger below 1. Kitty, as you're standing there enjoying the music, one of your group walks into the bar. Somebody who's probably not even supposed to be there today, because you kind of have a rotating group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody whose day off it is walks in. They look flustered. You can tell just right away. They are carrying an envelope. You can see even from where you are to the door, a all black envelope with a single gold seal stamped in the back of this envelope. And they nervously, without a word, walk up to you and hold it out, handshaking.
Oh, what's this?
This arrived at the house, ma'am.
Just for me or for everyone?
He flips it over and says Kitty on the front in gold lettering. Handwritten.
Well, go on, read it out loud.
He flips it back over and tears the seal. You recognize the seal as he opens it. This is the seal of the local sheriff, which is the Camarilla clan has hierarchy all throughout the United States, basically. The prince is at the top of the Camarilla clan, and below him is a bunch of sheriffs and other local vampire law enforcement, basically embraced law. This sheriff also happens to be the sheriff of Paris. Convenient title combo there. But the envelope opens and the letter is pulled out, and it's a like a pre-generated form with like spots to fill in. It says to the one known as, and then handwritten in this dark red ink is Kitty. It says, you are under under investigation for the infraction of, and then written again is potential breaking of the first tradition.
Ah, horseshit.
Preliminary evidence against you suggests, and then written in it says, rumors say you drink the blood of your entourage.
That's
And then
what they're for.
Below that it says, you are required to, and written down is, present yourself to my person at your first available hour.
What if I ain't got an available hour?
Zane,
Yes.
where are you when you are not at home?
Well, I still work part time as a tech support phone operator from probably about, I'd say, 10 a.m. to about 4 a.m. I cover the gap shift, so it's only part time, and it's probably in downtown Paris, Texas, in probably one of the few high-rise buildings. There's a small call center there, and I usually walk there, and I would imagine my walk takes me through some upper class neighborhoods, and occasionally, if I see a young rich punk, I might follow him and feed because, well, I don't kill, but I being an alley cat, I prey on people on the streets, and as I can't, I got to uphold the downtrodden. I can only prey on the affluent and those people that I feel are responsible for the plight of the poorer people and the downtrodden in the world.
All right.
So I'm probably walking to work. For maybe take about an hour or so, and I always take a different route.
Yeah. All right. I think you probably have like an old button push phone still, right? Because touch screens don't really go with vampire.
Yeah, I have
Anatomy.
an old BlackBerry, one of the real wide ones.
Yep. Your phone dings, telling you that you just got an email.
I'll look at it.
And you pull it up, and it's the top of your personal inbox, and you've gotten this same damn email about 10 times in the last couple of weeks, and every time it's spam. You just deleted it. This time, however, the image on the email manages to load before you hit the delete button. The image on it you recognize. You and Dr. Quinlan had some sort of image that you used as a code to discuss things that you thought were important or upcoming. What is that image? What does it look like?
That image would probably be the oh, and I can't recall offhand if Rage Against the Machine has a symbol. If they do, if not, it might just be, the initials RATM.
Okay. Yeah, so this is with the A like an anarchy logo, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like it's an image of a poster for a Rage Against the Machine concert or something like that.
Yeah, we always use something related to that band.
Yeah. And the rest of the email just says 8 days. That's all that's in the rest of the body.
Pull up my calendar. Is there a specific date or occurrence happening in 8 days that I should know about?
Nothing insane happening. 8 days, it's probably a Wednesday, we'll say. It doesn't even line up with like a moon phase. It's not a new moon. It's not a full moon. Just 8 days.
Okay, I will make a note to do a little bit of research when I get to work because you can't really call up an internet browser on a BlackBerry
Right. Cool.
and continue my walk.
Alrighty. Let's have you make a rouse check to see if you get more hungry tonight. A success. You are still at 1 hunger.
Success is 6 or higher, right?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
All right. Charlie, where do you go when you're not home?
Either the public library or one of the local coffee shops.
Okay. What is she doing tonight? The library or the shop?
Probably at the library, having a discussion with Mariana, the librarian.
Okay.
Looking over some books, maybe on witchcraft.
Okay. Are they like nonfiction history of witchcraft type of things?
Yes.
Are they like probably from the like back section of the library, or are they more generally like the ones that you see in every shop ever that probably has nothing to do with real witchcraft?
No, these are like actual kind of research books. They're dusty tomes from the back.
Nice. How long has Mariana, you said, was the librarian?
Yes.
Okay. How long have her and Charlie kind of done this sort of research?
Say it's probably been several years. She's been you know giving her books on various types of folklore and witchcraft and things like that, when she needs to do some research or she's just curious about something.
Okay. And is Mariana as interested as Charlie is in these things, or just kind of giving you what you need to do to research?
She has some interest, but she's very quiet and bit superstitious, very Catholic.
Okay. Cool. Does Charlie catch the news at all? Like I know Zane, we said watches it. Does Charlie pay attention to it, or?
She doesn't really. She just listens to Zane ramble about it.
Okay. So at some point, as you guys are doing your nightly research, Mariana looks to you and says, "You know, I've been thinking about all the people getting sick around town lately, and I think I've come up with an idea."
What's that?
And your mind probably flashes back briefly to Zane rambling about something. Lots of people lately have been coming down with something that makes them lightheaded, anemic, slightly euphoric, and generally leads to them and memory loss. There have been 8 or 9 people in the last 2 weeks that have shown these symptoms overnight. And Mariana says, well, I was reading, and she pulls out an Anne Rice book. I was reading this, and it was just like the exact descriptions matched. And I thought, what if? You know?
What if what? What do you think? What do you? It looks like a fiction book. So what is this?
But it just matches so perfectly. What if that's what's wrong with people? What if? And she like leans in and whispers and kind of giddy and giggly says, "What if vampires are real?"
And Charlie laughs at that. It's like, no, it's just a story. It's made up.
I thought so too, but I've been digging. And she sets it aside and pulls out like photocopied papers. And it doesn't take long for you to realize these are medical records. There's no idea how Mariana would get these, I'm sure. But she has a bunch of medical records that she's flipping through. And she says, they all show the exact same symptoms. And they're all better by the next day.
Some
she
type
like
of drugs in the neighborhood?
Starts handing them over to you. She says, nothing that they found.
Charlie's kind of in her mind, just kind of flashing back to her own experiences of getting way too curious about vampires, leading to where she is now.
Yeah. Excellent. And let's have you make your rouse check, see if you get hungrier.
Okay, where do I do that?
On your character sheet, in the bottom center somewhere, it says rouse. To the right of your hunger in the bottom center. And you can just click on that, and it should roll it for you. All right, another success. Man, you guys are not getting hungry today. Cool. We'll cut away from that for a second. Frank, what do you do when you're not home?
I go to the local gun shop,
Okay.
start working on the lathe, start repairing and making guns.
Okay.
Gotta keep yourself armed in case something happens.
All right.
You know, man.
Is Frank typically alone? Does he have people there that he hangs out with?
I greet Bob, the gun shop owner.
Okay.
Hey, Bob. Here for some
Bob.
work.
Bob gives you the hat tilt. Says, back's all open. Pop
All right.
on in.
think I might be done with that Colt Patterson soon. Should have it ready for the client.
Excellent news. He's been asking.
I know. Let me go finish it up.
How does Frank know that a message is waiting for him?
Well, it told me, man. I was there. Said I'd walk in the gun shop and there'd be a message waiting for me.
So, like, if the toilet has a message for you as you walk into the gun shop, how do you know to go to the toilet to get it?
The other toilet told me about it. Said go
Okay.
to that toilet and there'd be a message for me and I needed
All
to
right.
go. The toilet
so-
knows, man. No.
In this case, the toilet has told you that the toilet has something to tell you.
Look, I don't question the toilet, man. I just do what it says.
How does this?
Right.
What does this look like when he does this?
So the one at home, the seat lid is a little broken on one of the parts that connects to the back. So it sort of lopsidedly raises up and down when it speaks
Okay.
to Frank. The one at the gun shop, much better taken care of. So it moves up and down almost normally without touching the bottom of the seat
Okay.
below the actual
So
lid.
it doesn't clack constantly.
It doesn't clack constantly to alert anyone at the gun
All right.
shop. The one in the house is very loud, very squeaky, and will occasionally clatter as it loses balance.
Like, look who's talking too.
This toilet has the same thing to tell you that every toilet has had to tell you for the past 3 weeks. The same damn message again.
Listen, man.
Brahm needs sprinkles.
Rom and his damn sprinkles. I'll have them when I have them. All right?
That's all it tells you. Never anything more, never anything less.
All right.
Those 3 words.
Okay. I have no idea who Brom is. I have no idea why he wants sprinkles.
Good. That was gonna be my next question.
No clue who
Cool.
that is.
As it happens, you walked by on your way in to the gun shop this evening. A flyer that was like stapled to a telephone pole that said Brahms Screamistry in need of on-call delivery, with the little tear off all the little loose pieces that you can tear off the phone number for. But yeah, you happen to walk past that on your way in.
I was all the way there, man. I'll try and remember.
All right. Let's have your hunger check, rouse check.
Okay. Did you click the hunger bar?
Just click rouse next to it on the right. And there we go. Increased your hunger to 2.
Maybe I'm hungry for little sprinkles, man.
Yeah, as you get in, your stomach growls. You can feel the vampiric hunger take hold inside of you. But yeah, what do we see? What does it look like as you're working this? Is Frank good at making guns?
Frank is very good at making guns, and especially repairing old Texan models that he's worked on for years now.
Okay.
He's been a vampire for some time. So he's made his rounds around the gun shops in Paris, Texas. There are many in all of Texas.
Yeah.
And he's gone from town to town, sometimes to working at gun shops, repairing old models, and he's really, really good at it.
Cool. Kitty,
He's
how did you react to receiving this letter?
all that weird, like, fill in the blanks Mad Libs types. I'm just not sure it's legit. I'll get there when I get there.
Okay, so Kitty stays at the watering hole.
For now.
All right, so in that case, we cut back to the watering hole. I think the chicks are probably playing at this point. And the door swings open hard, hitting the wall in the back, making a loud noise. Everybody kind of pauses and looks over. And standing in the doorway is the sheriff.
What in the hell?
They got their cowboy hat on. And basically all you can see below their cowboy hat is a big gray mustache. If this was a movie, it would be Sam Elliott playing the sheriff.
Jiggly bobs on his spurs. Dink, dink, dink.
And he walks in and walks over to you pretty much directly. Doesn't pause. Shuts the door behind him. Takes a brief pause. Looks behind the bar and says, "I apologize. Did not mean to swing it that hard."
Kitty, like, tips her hat back just enough to be able to look up, because I imagine he's taller than Kitty, right?
Yeah.
Now that is the least convincing lie I have heard all night.
He actually will pull his hat off as he comes in. Says, "It's been a couple hours, Kitty. I did say first available hour."
And I ain't had an hour, not to mention that crackerjack child scrawl. What the hell is that? That ain't no official calling.
Lost my black pen. I'm sorry.
No, you ain't.
I'm not. But we need to talk about this. Can we?
About what? About things happening the way they ought to? I am not convinced.
He gestures to a back room. He says, "Can we talk away from prying ears?"
Honey, we live in a cornfield. The ears are everywhere.
Pauses for a second, nods, and says, "All right, then. There are rumors circulating. Rumors we can't have going around town. Somebody in your group has been saying things they should not be saying out loud. Now, I'm just a lowly sheriff. But if it was brought to my attention, it's probably been brought to others' attention. And you don't want them stepping in."
Now, see, the problem is, I can personally guarantee you, ain't nobody been saying nothing that belongs to me. Whoever you think is talking is somebody outside this congregation here. And that's who you ought to be looking for. And that's not my problem.
No, Kitty, that's who you ought to be looking for. Because it ain't my ass that gets chained to a telephone pole during the day if this keeps spreading. So I highly recommend that you get on it and you figure out who's talking and how to stop them.
Oh dear, do I have to call Cousin Dolly? Because I feel like she'll just handle this for me.
Don't you bring Miss Parton into this.
I mean, I feel like you already have, but
don't you
me.
go name dropping.
You threatened me.
I did not. I told you the way it was going to go if this kept up. Figure out who's talking. Shut him up.
Oh, darling. Swipes her hand. Oops! As his hat goes flying behind the bar.
Takes a deep breath.
And she turns and starts walking away. Sounds like you got some work to do.
Miss Kitty, I promise you will not like the retribution that is brought upon you if this keeps up.
Then fix it.
Grabs his hat and starts walking to the door.
Kitty's already out.
All right. So Kitty knows that the first tradition, and in case anybody doesn't know, the first tradition is the masquerade. Rules say that you never break the masquerade. People outside of the embraced are never to know that the embraced exist. Period. And the punishment for breaking the first tradition is severe and it is quick. And generally falls upon the person that should have dealt with it. In this case, likely Kitty. Kitty knows. So Kitty knows, and I'm sure you as a player know, that the sheriff's threats were not real threats. The sheriff, in fact, let's make a roll. Let's see how we do.
Kitty's just a brat.
Yeah.
I finally get to play the brat.
I believe that like insight, what is that? Insight and wits, I guess. So you can click the plus next to one and then click the roll next to the other. 0 successes. All right. So Kitty doesn't really pick up on this so much. Kitty is stubborn as hell.
Yep.
Stubborn as can be.
But yeah, what crosses Kitty's? What do we see Kitty do next?
She will lean over to whoever is standing closest to her from her little cadre and find out who is running their mouth and you bring them to me.
Okay.
And then she immediately stands up and brushes off and pretends something happened.
Let's have a charisma persuasion roll for that. See how well you get that across. Two successes. That should have been difficulty 2. So that is a success.
Nice.
And if I don't tell you a difficulty, remind me to tell you a difficulty.
Okay.
I usually have them in my head. I just forget to say them out loud. And I forgot. In the bottom, you can click the button, and it'll tell you whether you pass or fail.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool. So that is a success. The person next to you says, yes, ma'am. Get right on it. And walks towards the door. Zane.
Yes.
You're probably at work by now.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to dig into this weird email? Or are you? Are you doing something else?
Well, does it have a return address?
It's probably you and Quinlan are probably both pretty good at setting up like fake routes for emails.
Yeah.
So the return address doesn't really mean much. It's probably routed through a whole bunch of different things.
So I'm pretty sure it came from him. 8
You can
days.
give me a roll. You're good with technology, right?
I am.
Let's have an intelligence technology roll.
Click the plus on one and then the die on the other.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. I thought I clicked it.
There we go. 4 successes.
I'm pretty good
That
with
is
tech.
definitely a success. Cool. Yeah, you can you hop back through and you start after the first few jumps, start seeing IP addresses and email accounts and all this other stuff that you recognize as being Quinlan, for sure. Definitely came from him.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is an internet search of events in the past that have happened on the particular date, 8 days from now.
Okay.
If there's anything relevant that might be important.
Okay. For Paris, Texas, probably not. not a whole lot shows up in your Google history or Google search. But I think you do find yourself thinking that the rest of the information probably in those other emails that you deleted without actually looking at the information.
Were the emails received through mobile? Is there a chance I can recover them?
Yeah,
Perhaps maybe they're still in my spam folder.
They're probably not in your spam folder anymore. But with the 4 on your intelligence tech roll, I'm going to say that you can get enough of them to kind of piece together parts of a message. You can basically come out with this message that says, it was, one second, let me, forget what the name was. You get the word first light.
Okay, that's not good.
And training exercise, and then 8 days are the 3 bits that you can recover. Does Zane know what first light is?
He's heard the term. I'm not sure. I think he probably would. I, as a player, am not familiar. I should be, but I don't remember.
Yeah, no worries. Let's have him make a streetwise intelligence, we'll say.
Fire.
Nice. So streetwise intelligence will get you there. A 3 is enough to know first light, government agency, specifically for supernatural, paranatural, that sort of thing.
Investigate, apprehend, eliminate. What is their function? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Well, shit.
Yeah, it's a NSA CIA joint operation.
8 days, huh?
Paranormal.
8 days. This is not good. This is not good. I'm going to send a message off to everybody else that says, before you close coffins in the morning, we need to talk.
Okay. Sounds good.
Frank's pager goes off. What?
Oh, hail.
As you're doing that, of course, your manager walks by right then, right? Chad, your manager, says, Zane, put that phone down. That's a write-up. No time for that.
I'll slam the phone down and pointedly turn back to my phone bank, which is not lit up or doing anything, and notably twiddle my thumb while I have my back to him. Yes, sir.
Says, remember, while you're here, I own you. You're mine.
I turn around and have a smirk on my face and open my mouth to say something and then think better of it and turn back around.
All right.
Right then, one of the lights lights up on the bank and I'll be like, State Farm or whatever company I work for, probably some tech support company.
Right.
State Farm, this is Jake. What can I do for you this evening?
How may I direct your call?
I am wearing khakis.
Oh.
All right.
And I will talk in a cheesy and hammy voice to the customer just because I know it bugs Chad.
Right. I'm gonna have you make a quick roll. Get to roll to prevent a provocation, which I believe is just a frenzy roll, which will roll your willpower basically. Okay, and 2 is enough. Again, I forgot to tell you, but
Don't
It's
get
not-
up and eat his face off.
yeah, it's not enough of a provocation to like force you to react. But you feel your blood start to rage within.
I will reach over and turn up the headset volume loud enough that it drowns him out.
Good. Cool. We cut back to you, Charlie, sitting in the library. You guys have she's probably pulled you into like one of the private booths in the library at this point. And in front of you is splayed out medical records of all of the people that have gotten sick. What's Charlie's reaction to that?
Did you even get all these? Are these real?
Of course they're real. Why would I bring you fake medical records? That'd be silly.
I just think you want to believe this. That's where this stuff comes from.
I don't want to believe this. This is... And she makes the sign of the cross and says, this would be terrible. Can you imagine it? Something as evil as vampires running around?
No, I can't imagine it. That's why I enjoy reading books.
But look, they all say that their neck hurts. Like, how?
I mean, does it your neck hurt right now?
Yeah, but I've been reading all day.
I'm sure this has probably happened to them too.
Every one of them?
Maybe not reading, but just aches and pains that happens to everybody.
Let's have Charlie make a roll as well. Let's see, is persuasion is a skill? Charisma persuasion? Let's try that.
Okay.
Or unless you want, you can do charisma, you can do intelligence, depending on how you want to approach it. Charisma would be more like, hey, we're buds. Come on, this is crazy. Intelligence would be more like looking at the medical records and trying to point inconsistencies out.
Oops, I think I might have clicked too much. Oh, no, yeah, I did click too many times.
You did intelligence, right? Intelligence plus persuasion should give you 6.
Oh, okay.
Which you did 8, it looks like.
Yeah. I was like, wait,
Looks like
what?
it was intelligence plus discipline aspects, and then intelligence plus intelligence somehow.
Yeah, sorry, I double clicked. That was my bad.
No worries. Try it again.
I threw the same number of dice.
Mm-hmm. And all I did was I clicked it once this time.
Interesting.
Are you clicking on the plus sign next to persuasion?
I clicked on the die that's next to intelligence.
Oh no, click on the plus sign next to persuasion, the little cross thing,
Okay.
and then click on the die for intelligence,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I see. Yep.
Do I need to click on the plus next to intelligence?
No, you should be able to
the
just
die.
click the die.
Okay.
Yeah, there
Damn.
Nice. Woo!
So yeah, you look over these medical reports, and you just find all these little things to nitpick and pull out. Like one of them says that they were attacked just after dawn. Obviously, can't be vampires, right? A couple of them, it looks like they had just eaten at the same restaurant the same night. Food poisoning. All of these little inconsistencies to kind of pick out. How does Charlie relay that to Mariana?
These are just weird coincidences that, you know, all this stuff is happening all at once.
Yeah, she nods and looks back and forth between you and the medical records and you and the medical records. I guess it just seems so clustered. But yeah, I guess I've just been reading too much, I guess. And she seems disappointed almost, despite her protestations earlier. But she starts to gather all of these up. Says, I did find a book I thought you might be interested in. Came across my desk just earlier today.
Oh, well, let's see it.
Yeah, she puts all of the medical records, carries them to the shredder probably, and leads you off to her desk. And sitting on the desk is a thick, leather-bound tome. Doesn't have a title or anything. It's just bound in leather. She says, I thought this was interesting. It looks ancient, I know, but it's only like 15 years old. It was made in like 2005. But this thing looks like it's 1,000 years old. It's all cracked and torn and just aged. But she flips it open, and it's just handwritten all through as she flips through the pages. It says, I think it's a journal. I'm not sure. But it seemed way more like the type of stuff you're into. Lots of talk about the occult and all of that interesting stuff. I had to kind of hide it when my mom came in earlier. Because she doesn't like that kind of stuff. But I thought you might want it.
Yeah, this looks really interesting. And you said I could take this?
Yeah, it's all yours. Don't break it. I don't know who put it there. It just kind of showed up. So it's not from the library.
No, of course I'll take good care of it. It's a book.
Yeah, I know you will. And she hands it over to you, and it's heavy. Like, books can get heavy, but this one's it's not huge, but it is heavy. Heavier than it should be. But yeah, she will leave that with you. Frank.
Yeah, man.
You're probably done with your for the night, we'll say. Bob's ready to close up. He's doing that thing where he's like, well, we're all ready to go. Everything's all closed up. And you're just back there still working. And he's, yep, I'm all done up front.
The toilet flushes. Yeah, man. What?
Ready to head out? Get some drinks or something?
Yeah. I think it's pretty much done. Just needs a little cleaning from all the lathe work. Should be good to go.
Alrighty. Well,
Need to test it.
I can get it cleaned up for you tomorrow.
Okay.
If you ever make it in during the day, maybe you can test it out.
Yeah, man. I'll do my best. Need to go buy some sprinkles. You have a good day, man.
Is that a new kind of drug?
No, man.
You got little ones at home? Buying some sprinkles for the kids?
Is that a new kind of drug, man? Is that what they call it?
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
All right. Uh, don't don't do anything crazy. All right.
Yeah, man. He'll walk out and he'll look up, and there's just a big red star right in the sky. Frank looks at it for just a second. Need to go get some sprinkles, man. I wonder which store's open. Just walks off.
All right. Um, you have a thing for your red star, right? What does it do?
Yes. I have to stare at the star for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I just noted it was there. It's
Yeah.
always there, every night.
I think we cut to you walking down like the boardwalk of Paris, Texas, because Paris, Texas is the town kind of like a bigger Tombstone. It's very small. It's got one tourist attraction, and it's got maybe 3 central streets. We see you walk past the building, and we probably see Zane through the window at the call center working behind you. And then directly across the street from that, we hear the loud shrieking screams again. And as you look, you see Brahms' Screamistry in big letters above it, and him handing out ice cream to people around as they scream.
I walk across to the Scream Street.
Okay. Yeah, there's a older man behind the counter handing out the single cones of ice cream. And even from here, you can probably see that the sprinkle container is empty. It's just devoid of sprinkles.
Mm.
But he turns as you come in. Can I help you? You here to scream for one?
Not quite, man. I heard you needed sprinkles.
You heard I needed sprinkles.
Yeah, man. It looks empty over there.
Well, I'm not arguing with you. I do need sprinkles.
All right.
I'm more wondering where you heard that.
I just heard around town, man. Maybe kids get around.
Shit, they've been complaining about no sprinkles?
Yeah, man. They want sprinkles.
God damn, I knew I was going to go out of business because of this.
I mean, they'll come for the ice cream, but they really want those sprinkles.
Oh. You looking for work?
Yeah, man. I could always use some work. I only work
All
nights, though. You can't work during the day.
Perfect.
All
We're
right.
only open at night.
Oh, nice.
You might have seen the hours on the door.
No, but nice.
10 to 5. Night to morning.
And I take a part-time job. I work down at the gun shop with Bob. Normally.
Okay. I know Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you want to be on call? I need somebody to pick things up, move them for me.
Sure, that
Got
works, man.
Lots of delivery needs.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I get off. If you have a job, I'll try and get off early with Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
You got a phone? Can I call you?
I got a pager.
Got a pager.
Yeah.
It's 2023, dude.
Yeah, man.
Phones,
Got
they've been a thing for 20, 25 years now.
I mean, you can text my pager. I'll get the message.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. He pulls out like one of the old Nokia brick phones
All right.
and starts putting in your pager number. It says, "Well, can I just give you one while you're here, and then I don't need to text you?"
Yeah, man. I'm free.
Okay. I got a package coming in, other side of town.
Right.
Got my long-awaited sprinkles. I'm gonna get them set up, but I need somebody to go pick it up because I'm stuck. And somebody screams as he's in the middle of the sentence. He says,
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good one. I'll get you in a second.
Okay.
You mind going? Here's the contact info," and he hands you a little piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, man, I'll go.
handwritten.
I'll
You can barely read it, but
get
there's an
right on
address that you can kind of make out on there.
Yeah, man. I know where that is.
All right. Thank
I
you.
don't know. I don't know if Frank knows what that is.
Yeah, we'll find out in a second.
Okay.
And yeah, you as you exit the shop, he's handing out another ice cream. I don't know if Frank finds himself wondering, but I don't know that this man ever actually sells ice cream ever. He just gives it out for free when people scream.
Thanks.
But yeah, let's have a streetwise intelligence or wits, whichever one you want. Difficult, straightforward, we'll call it. So you can click the straightforward button before you roll.
Where's the straightforward button?
Is it? Oh, you might not have them.
Yeah, he does.
Next
They're
to
the
the
red buttons at the bottom.
Bottom
Yep.
left.
below
Of
your
the-
chat box.
Oh,
Yeah,
where
right
The
below
dice
chat.
would be on
Oh, I
Fantasy
see.
Grounds.
I was looking at my character sheet. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Streetwise and wits.
All right, just enough. Cool. So yeah, Frank's generally aware of where that is. It's kind of like it's a motel that's on the edge of town. It's kind of like the seedy motel in the area.
Yeah.
Weird, definitely a weird place to get sprinkles from.
I'll talk to the toilet sometimes around there, man.
Yeah,
I got some
exactly.
interesting things to say. Yeah.
Cool.
Motel toilets.
And
My voice to you, man. You like Frank?
as Frank walks away, there's another scream, and we hear the good one coming right up as we kind of fade out. And let's take a short break there, and we'll come back and figure out what else is happening.
Alrighty. And we're back.
All right. So, as we hop back in, we'll hop back in with Kitty. So Kitty sent out one of her entourage to figure out kind of what was happening, who was spreading rumors, and all that stuff.
Who's running their mouth?
I think eventually the person you sent out comes back and says, it sounds like it might be Jason was running his mouth a little bit too much, trying to spread rumors about you. But he won't leave his apartment.
I'm sorry. Why?
Oh, I didn't ask. Did you? You didn't tell me to find out why, right? You just said
You didn't ask why he was talking, or you didn't ask why he won't leave, darling. Which one did you not ask?
oh, either one. Did you, I didn't. I mean,
Okay. Get the rest of the crew together and let's just go over there. Let's go talk to him.
you want all of them?
I want everybody. I want all 15 of y'all. Well, 14 minus him. And let's go have a chat.
Okay. That. Yes, ma'am. And we can cut to this apartment complex. That's it's got the gate out in front that you guys probably know the code to, so you just get in, no problem. How does Kitty get around town?
I imagine with 15 people at her beck and call, there's several cars to choose from at any given moment.
Okay, are they Kitty's cars or are they her entourage's cars?
Some combination thereof.
Okay, what is Kitty's car?
Oh, are you kidding me? Kitty's got a pickup. Kitty's got the biggest, gaudiest pickup there is. It's probably some ridiculous color, like pink to match, or turquoise to match all her ridiculous clothes. Turquoise is probably more likely.
How about pink, but it has that wavy turquoise line through it?
No, it would be a solid color, but with the pearl over. So it's probably turquoise with like the pink pearl over.
Okay. Does she
Big
drive it?
shirtless dudes in the back.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. She does not drive it. She gets driven.
Okay. Does she have a driver, or is it just whoever's with her?
She probably has like 2 or 3 that rotate out, depending on who's tired.
Sounds good. So yeah, one of them is driving, and then it's probably the rest of your group in their own cars behind you. So it's like your fancy lifted pink, gaudy, turquoise pickup, and then like an old Honda Civic, probably from the 90s, and then like an Impala, also probably from the 90s. But the group of you pulls in, and we can cut to you guys like walking up to Jason's door. What are you doing? How does that look?
So she will tap the close one. Knock on that door for me, sweetheart. And as they're knocking, she's just yelling, "You need to open this door! Open it now! I'm here!"
Yeah. There's a moment of silence from the other side before you hear, "No, ma'am, I don't think I want to do that."
"Oh, honey, I don't think you have a choice, because if you don't open this, I'm gonna do it. And I promise you, there is not a door on this planet that can stop me."
No, I think you're gonna hurt me if I open the door.
"I think I'm gonna hurt you if you don't open the door."
I feel safer with that piece of wood between us.
"Oh, sweetheart, you need to open this door now. Because it's
Miss
going
Katie,
to be...
I have 911 on my phone. I got it typed in. Just got to hit the call button.
And what do you think 911's gonna do for you, sweetheart? We'll be gone from here before they ever get here.
Let's have you make an intimidation. Kitty, any good at that?
What would you like me to roll it with?
I'll give you either charisma or manipulation, whichever one you want.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. No problem. There's another brief moment of silence before you hear the slide of the metal for the lock and the chain kind of jingle down. And then you hear a deadbolt. And then there's a pause, and you hear another deadbolt. And then another one. And finally, the door opens. They, on the other side is a fairly skinny, kind of wiry, dark-haired man. Says, Miss Kitty, I didn't mean no harm. I don't know why you're here.
You take his phone.
It's on the couch. You can have it.
You sit down. She points to Jason.
He does, just on the floor right there.
She'll turn and look for the one who brought her the letter from the sheriff and like, show him that note we got if you don't mind, my dear.
Oh, I threw that out.
Oh, well, would you mind filling him in on the contents?
It says you've been talking about her and the blood drinking.
She's tapping one very sparkly boot toe the whole time, right?
Yeah, we get the shot of like through the boots, one tapping, and him just sitting on the ground there. I'm sorry, it slipped once or twice, maybe in conversation.
Or twice? To who?
Just people at the bar. Just chatting. Might have had a few too many.
I don't think that you fully grasp the gravity of the situation that you have caused.
No, ma'am, I reckon I do not. And we'll cut over to Zane at that point. Zane, still, you're coming to the end of your shift. And I think as you're leaving for the day, you're kind of packing your things up. Chad makes his way back, of course. Chad says, low numbers today, Zane.
It's Tuesday, bro. What do you expect?
I expect as many people to have tech problems on Tuesday as they do on a Saturday.
Well, I will go out and break some things so that they can call you.
Now, see, there's a man of action. Why don't you do that? While you're doing it, look for another job if you smart ass me one more time, boy.
I'll smile at him and kind of put my hands behind my back for a moment and kind of rock up on my toes and cock my head for a moment and nod and say, I'll keep that in mind, Chad. And I'll shoulder bump him as I walk out, lightly.
Right. Yeah. Which, lightly for you, is probably still pretty strong for him, right?
I have a 2 strength.
Yeah. But even a 2 for an embraced is like beyond a mortal strength, right? But not like you send him flying.
I don't want to knock him down.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't, for sure. But yeah, he feels it and like jerks backwards for sure, and kind of huffs. But you probably go through this every every week with him, I'm sure, and he gets just as uppity and still hasn't fired you. So you know your job's safe. Like he's not going to do that.
I also know that I really don't need this job. I just
Right.
do it because it's something to
Just to
do.
fill the time. Yeah. I think as you're leaving, you see Frank walking out of the Brahms Screamistry right across the street.
Shouldn't he be at the gun shop or the bar? Um, does he see me?
I don't know. Frank, do you see Zane as he leaves? Would you be paying attention?
No.
No. He probably doesn't notice you then.
I'll just you know, like I said,
He's probably looking at a piece of paper.
I think if he's just standing there, I'll walk up to him. Frank, what's up, man?
No, hey, man. How's it going, Zane?
Well, I hear something bad might be happening soon. Sources on the ground tell me that you know, first light might be zeroing in on Paris, Texas. I think we might want to, you know, I don't know. I mean, this kind of has me rattled. I mean, the government, Frank, the government.
Yeah, man, I know the government controls the sun. That's why it rises every day. Keep us in check. You know, man?
Do you really think they control the sun?
I mean,
Oh,
it makes
man.
sense, man. Why else is it there? To provide light? What's that good for? Nothing, man. Nothing.
Anyways,
Yeah, man.
I didn't know you like ice cream.
Yeah, man, I don't eat ice cream. Not anymore.
Well, what were you doing in the shop?
I gotta get sprinkles, man, for Brom. He's out of sprinkles.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, well, keep pushing, Frank.
All right, Will.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
man.
I think I'm gonna, maybe, go cruise the upscale nightclub district and maybe try to find a snack.
All right. Cool.
I usually prey on rich kids that are, you know, the bad boys, the ones that do the street racing or the illicit drug deals, or you know, might try to date rape somebody. Yeah, people that
Cool.
are, you know, the rich scum. That's what I prey on,
Yeah.
rich scum.
So Zane probably has like ears on the nightlife scene because of that, right? Like he knows where the parties are happening, all this, because Paris probably doesn't have like a nightclub scene, but all the rich kids have the secret parties that you only get into if you have an invite, basically, right?
Yeah,
The only way to know where it is to already know. So Zane probably has ears on all that. There is a street race tonight, Zane. Just on the edge of town. And it actually diverts through one of the pastures nearby for a little off-road. But all the rich kids love this shit. They get out there in their lifted trucks and they race. And it's terrible because one of them always flips because they have a very high center of gravity and they try and take those turns way too fast. But it's going on again. So you probably have an in on a nice street race on the outside of town. Does Zane does he go straight from work to this kind of thing, or does he stop by home and change and make himself look the part?
yeah, he's gonna stop. Yeah, he'll go and he'll, you know, bust out his nice stuff because he probably has a couple, three nice outfits. You know, job interview stuff, clubbing stuff, and then his work stuff, which is a knit red polo shirt with a company logo stitched on it and khakis and brown dress shoes. So he'll switch into something. Given this is Paris, Texas, it's probably going to be a pair of highly polished snakeskin boots, some bootcut jeans with a big fancy belt buckle, and a really cool black suede leather hat with silver studs on it.
Nice.
Cool.
Something Kitty passed on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wears one of those old school Western shirts with the pearl snaps on them. My dad used to always wear those. He was a quintessential cowboy.
Nice.
Nice.
Does Zane drive?
Um, he does, but if he does, he'd probably steal a car.
Okay. Does he steal any kind of car in particular, or is it just
A
whatever schemes?
truck if he can.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, and to complete his outfit, he has a bow tie with a scorpion inside a piece of clear acrylic.
Nice. Cool. So we see Zane pull up in this decked out outfit in a pickup truck, of course. And yeah, the race is just getting started, or just kind of building up a crowd. How does Zane go about picking out who he wants to follow?
I'm not going after the racers themselves. What I'll do is I'm looking for, the bro dude type, the kind that, the kind that think of women as property and not people, and, treat them as conquests, that, a woman is nothing more than a notch on my headboard, that kind of guy. Real scum, the kind of people the world could do with less of, in my opinion, because he probably, also treats all people from poor walks of life like shit. And, not going to kill him, but he's going to wake up out in the desert and not remember what happened.
All right. Yeah, give me a let's see what we got.
It gives me two options: strength plus brawl to take it by force, or
to start with, I want to see how well you scan the crowd. So I want to
okay.
do like an awareness. Do you have anything like that would help you look?
Let's see. Bloodhound, I have to look that up. It doesn't give you the definition of it on the front page, does it?
I don't know.
No. I'll have to look it up in the book.
Alrighty. For now, let's just have you make a straightforward wits awareness test. We'll just see how that does.
Sounds good. Oh, I thought I clicked. Okay, I see what happened. If you click a second plus, it unclicks the first one.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Nice.
Yep, that's plenty. You catch sight of one of the like cliche frat boy type guys. Though no colleges in Paris, so it's probably not actually a frat boy, but definitely the type. He's got the too tight Ed Hardy shirt on. He's got the necklace that's like right up against, might as well be a choker, and like a Rolex, and he's got a red Solo cup in his hand, and he's just talking to his friend way too loud about douchebag things. But you definitely have your eyes on the target. Charlie, you just got this book. It is unbelievably heavy for its size, because it's probably like a little, it's a journal size thing. It's not an actual full book, but feels like it is. You saw the first few pages were handwritten. What are you doing after this? Do you leave the library? Or are you still there? Or what's up?
I'm gonna go ahead and leave the library with the book.
Okay. Where do you go?
Need a kind of a quiet place to read it. I'd probably go over to the coffee shop and find a spot in the corner.
Okay. It's we'll say it's just before midnight at this point or so. So it's a late night coffee shop. It's like a coffee shop that serves spiked coffee if you really want it. Not that you guys really drink coffee, I'm sure, at this point, but They probably all know you, so they wave as you come in and have a seat. Say, nothing as usual?
I'll surprise them and actually order a cup of
Okay.
just black coffee, just so I can hold it.
Yeah. Yeah, they all laugh and are shocked, but eventually you get your cup, and they have the like enormous cups of coffee. Bring it out to you. But yeah, what are you doing as they bring this cup out to you? Reading through the book, or
Yeah, I'm thumbing through the book. And did we get any messages from Zane at all?
at
Yeah,
this point, yes, you would have gotten a message.
Okay, so I would have checked that.
Okay, yeah. So Zane, what did your message say again?
all it said is before sunup, we need to talk.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sounds good. Is Charlie have like the old Blackberries too, or does she have a more
Oh
modern
no,
phone?
knowledge is good. No, new phone, Yeah.
Is it so? How does Charlie deal with the touchscreen?
uh, she would use her
A stylus.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Um, does she respond to Zane at all, or just figure you'll catch up at the house?
To kind of shake her head at it and thinking, God, he saw something silly on TV again.
So dramatic.
That's usually it.
Yeah.
Another fucking insane bunch of nonsense.
So I'm just curious, for getting, I guess around the whole fingerprint thing, would would the gloves work?
Sure. Yeah. Say they usually work. I'll say anytime you want to use them, you can roll, and on a success they work, on a failure they don't. How's that? Keep it
Okay,
interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, so even beginning to flip through this book as you do, um, give me an occult intelligence. All right. Cool. So right away, you recognize the inherent power in this book. It doesn't stand out immediately to you until you continue reading a little bit. But as you do, you start to realize that the the lettering on the page is not static, I guess is a good way to put it. The words are. So what it says is always static. And even the individual letters are always the same. But they just kind of wiggle now and then. Little bits, generally at the edge of your vision, seem to be almost flowing still. The whole thing is written in a very thick black ink, clearly with some sort of fountain pen. And the subject matter in the first few pages that you thumb through is, to call it mundane would be generous. It's like the daily life of someone in the mid 1700s, but the act, which itself is fairly interesting because a journal from the 1700s would probably be a big find. But the activities that they list out are just so boring. It's just, I got up, I went to church, I grabbed the eggs, I went to bed. And for the overwhelming power coming off of this book, the actual subject matter seems atrocious. At least in as far as you have managed to read so far. And I think we get a shot of you like reading this book, probably blinking a little bit as the characters wiggle around in your vision when a hand comes down hard on the table next to you, kind of rattling your drink and probably spilling a little bit of it over onto the table. And as you look up, you can see the waitress is standing there and says, "I'm sorry, I got a little bit dizzy right there. I don't know what happened. Let me clean that up for you." And starts kind of working her way around the coffee that spilled on the table. But she doesn't look good. She doesn't look healthy. She's pale and shaky. You can tell even just looking at her.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll finish up what she's doing. And did you want me to bring you another? I'm sorry I spilled that. It didn't look like you had even touched it yet.
Oh no, that's okay.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I was just walking past and things went like that. Went down.
It's alright. Are you feeling okay? You should sit down.
Oh, I know. She looks around and kind of sits down next to you. And you've probably met this girl several times. Call her Sarah, the barista. But she sits down heavily in a chair across from you. Still shaky. She says, "Oh, wonder if I'm coming down with something. I did hear that there's been something going around."
When did that start?
I don't know. The news said we had quite a few people in the last couple of weeks. Just coming down with lightheadedness was the first symptom. Oh my! Do you think I'm in trouble? Should I go to the hospital?
Oh, I think you should probably just get some rest. Maybe you've just been working too hard.
I've only worked about 14 hours in the last day. It's fine.
14 hours in a day, that's a lot.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just tired. And like as you're talking to her, her eyes are getting lower and lower. Her lids are closing, and kind of as she says that, her head slumps forward, and she's asleep in front of you. And with that, let's cut to Frank.
Yeah, man.
Frank, we cut to a shot of you walking up to this motel. What's the motel called? Give me a name.
No. Snake in your boot.
Snake in your
Motel.
boat motel. Yeah, and it's got a sign that has the no is flashing, and the rest says boots available.
That was
But yeah.
a salesman, man.
And you walk up to the room that was given to you. Room 6 is your number. And what do you do as you approach?
Heavy jacket out. Make sure I'm a little presentable. Knock on the door.
Okay. The door opens, and inside is probably a teenager. He's pretty young, whatever this kid is. He kind of cracks it open and he says, "Who the fuck you?"
Hey, ma'am. Name's Frank. Here for Brahms sprinkles, ma'am.
He just stares at you for a second.
Give me this card, ma'am. I'll hold out the card for him.
He just shuts the door on your hand, like pushes against your hand, and
Ma'am.
a second passes before you hear the slide open and the door opens, and there's a box, just like a medium-sized U-Haul cardboard box, and he just hands it to you.
Take the box. Thanks, ma'am. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Walk up, took the delivered box.
Okay. Let me get a awareness wits roll.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no, that's
No.
not good. So it's a surprise to you when somebody steps out from an alley in front of you and somebody else behind you as you pass. And they just stand there. It's two men, in one of them in a tan suit, the other in a dark gray suit.
Hey, ma'am. Hey, ma'am, too. Just delivering some sprinkles. Can I help you?
They just stare at you for a second. And the one in front of you looks to the one behind you and says, he doesn't look like the one we're looking for. The other one says, they said whoever went to that room, dude. The guy in the tan suit in front of you looks at you and says, why don't you give me that box?
Hey, ma'am, I gotta bring this over to Brown. Gotta deliver him his sprinkles. You know, ma'am?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, ma'am.
You could give it to me. And you might actually live to see tomorrow.
I'll point him, ma'am.
And you hear the click of a hammer on a gun behind you. I'm sure Frank's heard the sound before.
1,000 times.
Yeah.
Thousands.
From the sound, Colt, revolver, well maintained. Frank knows his guns. The man in front of you says, again, why don't you just give it to me?
Man, you gotta know, man. You're not crazy. I'm crazy, man. I'd like to use dementation if I can.
Okay. Describe that to all of us.
Dementation is after I engage in a conversation with someone, a little bit of my crazy becomes their crazy. And people can't handle crazy
Right?
like Frank can, like Malkavians can. They just can't. So it really brings down the things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It really
For
brings
sure.
down the chill.
Is there a role for that?
There is.
All right.
C.
What difficulty is it?
It is manipulation plus dominate, which is the name of the discipline,
Okay.
versus composure plus intelligence.
Okay. Let's see what his composure and intelligence are.
Okay. It does have a rouse check involved. Do I roll that first?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Ooh. Oh boy.
Oh boy, you're getting real hungry.
He's
Getting
looking
hungry, man.
tasty.
Might have these sprinkles, man.
Yeah. So, 3. So it is a moderate difficulty.
Here. And what goes off first? That or the gun, I guess.
Well, that'll depend on your roll, I'm guessing.
Okay. I guess I'll target the guy behind me with the gun.
Okay.
Gotta make him a little crazy first. Manipulate. So I click on the plus on the manipulate and then dominate?
Yeah, you can click on either
Or-
plus and then click on the
okay.
other die. It doesn't matter which
Okay.
one.
Wow.
Yeah, man. You're a little crazy now, too, man.
Yeah. 5 successes is a lot.
It says this causes superficial damage to willpower.
Okay.
And a mortal who becomes impaired by this power experiences a nervous breakdown or psychotic break,
Cool.
depending on their personality.
Wow.
So the guy behind you spins around and fires the gun behind him at the open air. And says, "Did you hear that? Did you guys?" And he's looking around. He's like, "What? No, I didn't say. I'm." And he's just pointing the gun around behind you wildly. The guy in
man.
front of you is kind of ducking, like, "Hey, get a hold of yourself."
Yeah, man, I hear that every day, man. Every day from everywhere, man.
The guy in front of you is going to try and attack you, I guess.
Okay. I assume he also has a gun, because it's Texas.
Yeah. Yes, he does. I don't really know how. Let's see how shooting works in this. Let's see. I think I'm going to have you roll to avoid getting shot more than anything.
What would that involve?
I think that sounds like agility.
Athletics and
Yeah,
agility?
athletics, dexterity. That sounds like to me.
I don't
You
have
could make an
agility.
argument for strength if you really want, like trying to grab him instead. It's
No,
up to you.
it's the same for both. I'll just
Okay.
try and dodge out of the way because I'm still holding the box.
Okay. Oof. Okay. So you dodge kind of out of the way, but not nearly enough. Guns do.
Guns
How
kill
much
people, man.
Yeah, but you aren't people, so
Yeah, man, but if I were people, man.
so it'll only cause superficial damage to you. So let's say it's 2 superficial damage to your health. And you have plus and minus buttons. The black plus will add superficial damage.
Dodge to the side with the box now held parallel to him.
Yeah, and it knocks you backwards a little bit, but not in any way that's gonna like kill you. And you see him standing and pausing for a second as the other guy just fires wildly behind you into buildings and open spaces, and goes running. You have a moment to act.
Yeah,
Before
man.
this guy fires again.
See me, Colt made some real good guns. You know, I see him over there, man. And I'll use demontation again because I can just keep using it.
Okay, go ahead and make another rouse check.
Nice. Is that just to activate it? I can activate this power for the duration of the scene. The user may attack a single individual each turn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So-
No, then you already did the rouse check.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
I just
you
do
can
that
just
once
roll the attack.
for the whole scene.
You
guess.
already did the rouse check, so yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Just making sure.
roll the attack.
Oh boy. That's a strong power.
Yeah.
Plus signs, they're so small.
All right. Not quite enough this time. It was a difficulty 3.
Okay.
Which means it does not take effect, right? So yeah, he like shakes his head. It gives you a moment where you can. I'll give you one more action as it kind of like pauses him.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you want to do?
I'll just break out and run, man.
Okay. That sounds like stamina athletics to me.
Okay. You man, I got sprinkles delivered, man. Oh,
All right. Yeah, you run out. I'll give you an option.
okay.
You can succeed at a cost, or you can not make it away before he fires. It's up to you.
Succeed at a cost. That seems more realistic.
I'll tell you what the cost is before you
Oh, okay.
go. The cost is the box will spill its contents.
No, man, the toilet told me I had to deliver them, man. He needs the sprinkles, man.
Okay. So, he's going to graze you with another bullet in that case, which will just be another 2 superficial damage to your health.
Man, Colt really knew how to make them.
But other than that, you get away as he. You can. I think the last thing we see is him looking towards you and looking back towards his friend, who's just running around the street now, trying to get a hold of himself.
Nice.
Kitty, cut back to you.
Yes.
What is Jason's? What's happening?
So, I need to find out some more information.
So yeah, and typically, the punishment for this kind of breach would be death.
Yes.
But yeah, what are you trying to find out?
I need to know who we talked to and when, which is what I started to ask him before, and he wasn't really giving me any straightforward answers.
Okay.
So, we're going to give you one opportunity to answer the question straightforward. Names, places. I need to know what happened and when.
So this sounds to me like intimidation.
So, as Kitty's doing this, she's going to activate her Daunt ability, which is free to use,
Nice.
and bumps up her intimidation.
All right.
Because this little turd ain't telling her nothing, so I get to add my presence to my intimidation rolls.
Cool. Go for it.
How should I roll this? Just presence and intimidation, or?
Will it let you do presence, intimidation, charisma?
Let's find out. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. He breaks down weeping. Tells you, I told this person, told that person. I was just too deep in my cups. Lost track of myself.
She's gonna bend down, pick him up by the back of the shirt. We're gonna go and find him. Let's go.
Alrighty. Where do y'all go? Like, you can be. We'll say they're at the bar. That's convenient.
All right.
We can cut to. What's your plan once you confront them?
On the way out, she kicks his door for good measure, just for the record.
All right.
He gave me the names. I'm dragging him with me. And I assume me dragging him in is going to make people scatter.
Yeah, probably.
So, I'm going to
guess that the bar knows what it's like when Kitty gets pissed.
Before I walk in, I'm going to send a couple of my people around the back to watch the back door.
Okay.
I'm going to send one into each bathroom as we go in the door.
Okay.
And then I'm going to drag old Jason in and be like, show me who they are.
Okay.
And I like
Yeah.
throw him in front of me.
He'll point him out to you. No problem.
Alright, I'm going to round them up and I'm going to take them all out back. Figuratively, not literally. They're getting thrown into cars.
Alrighty.
Paris
Let
is the middle of nowhere. I'm sure I can find somewhere interesting to take them.
Yeah, let's have a strength and athletics roll just to kind of gauge how easily you do this.
Okay.
Make it moderate, we'll say. Yep, that's enough. So yeah, you grab these people, one in each hand. Jason's not putting up a fight anyway, so you can grab them all up. Your entourage will bind them for you if you want.
Perfect.
Where do you drive to?
Throw them like the bed of the truck. Now, I don't even know where we're driving yet because I'm gonna have one of my whoever's driving actually call the sheriff. Call him. Find out where he wants these chuckleheads. We'll bring them to him.
Okay. Zane. Cut back to you.
All right.
The man you've been watching all night has indulged in plenty of alcohol. Mostly cheap beer from the keg, naturally. He has kind of stopped talking to the group that he was talking to. You could see the annoyance on all their faces. And eventually he just kind of got shut out of that group and he went off to find somebody else to bother. But he's also, you notice, started heading off kind of by himself, probably to empty his bladder a little bit away, as happens with lots of beer.
All right, I will casually follow him out.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of wanders, and it's not like there's not a lot of cover, but he kind of just walks off to the side of the road, up near a fence, and kind of stands there swaying back and forth for a second.
All right. Where is it at? Let me find it here. I am going to wait for him to get out by himself while I stand and just kind of watch things. Then I'm going to use that to get right up behind him.
Oh, nice.
Just like, True Blood style. Swoosh. And suddenly I'm there.
Sweet. It is not hazardous terrain or anything, so you don't need to make a roll for that. And that's free, right?
Let me read it. It says, I move in a straight line, covering any distance under 50 meters while still having enough time to perform an action such as an attack during the turn. If the terrain is any way hazardous, I have to make a dexterity athletics to avoid stumbling. May call for other tests as you desire as a storyteller.
Okay. And does that little dot mean it takes a rouse check to do, or not? That's a weird way.
Yes, it does. It does say that it takes a rouse check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a rouse check. See if you get hungrier. You do. So your hunger increases to 2.
As I appear behind him, he's out a ways from the lights, right? It's a desert at night, so it's dark.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, he, like, for a moment, you appear right behind him and he goes, hey, bro. Kind of awkward. Lots of space. You can go. There's another post over there.
I'll nod at him and then plant my hand over his mouth and start walking him backwards into the desert.
All right. That sounds like a strength brawl, I think. Grappling in particular.
All right, let's see. Strength. And
And I think you have a special grappling one at the top of
I
your list.
do.
Nice.
See. Melee? I don't see grappling on here.
At the very top of your list, you should have a one that you made, brawl grappling.
Oh, scroll up.
Yep.
There we go. Yep, that one.
Cool.
Grappling plus strength.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not a problem for you. He struggles. He's got muscles, but compared to a vampire, they don't do all that much. And you can drag him out into the field. There's probably an angry as a cow gets disturbed by you, but
All
other than
right.
that,
Then I'm going to, once I get him out where nobody can see, I'm going to take my hand off his mouth and say, "Here you've been talking to my girl, boy."
I don't know
As
who you
soon
are.
as he opens his mouth, I'm going to try to slap him hard enough to knock him out.
All right.
Open hand slap.
Yeah, that sounds melee strength.
All right. I have no melee.
Nope.
Brawl.
Melee is with weapons.
Yeah, you're right. Brawl strength.
Bro.
Just made it. He's not hard to hit. But yeah, whap! And his head kind of bounces off the dirt. And he goes limp on the ground.
All right, we're going to have a snack, and he's going to wake up with a handprint that's probably going to last a month.
Nice. All right. You can reduce your hunger to 1 because you have enough time to feed.
Nice.
And we will cut back to Charlie. What are you doing, Charlie? This person fell asleep in front of you. Did you stay there?
I'm kind of curious about her neck.
Okay. Yeah, you can look it over. Are you trying to are you poking at her or?
Yeah, I'll just kind of look on the side that's facing me, and then, lift her head and turn it the other way to see if I'm just checking for bite marks.
Yeah, as you move her around, it's pretty easy to spot. I don't think it even takes a roll. Some fairly recently healed neck wounds. And when you guys feed, it tends to heal up almost instantly. So these, probably pretty fresh.
I won't try to wake her up or anything, but I'll let the person over at the counter know, she's just really tired. You don't want to wake her up.
Alrighty. Yeah, the person at the counter will nod. It's probably Devin, the other barista. Says, she's had a long day. Maybe we'll let her. Just relax for a bit.
Yeah, drop a tip on them and just go ahead and head out.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you give me an awareness wits roll?
Okay.
See what you see around. Make it moderate.
Oh, down at the bottom, just hit the +1 for that.
You can just hit the moderate button.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I see the mod buttons. There's a +1, a -1, a +2, -2.
To the right of that, where it says difficulty, routine, straightforward, moderate.
There it is. Yep.
There it
Yep.
is.
In the bottom left, it should say DN3, I think.
Okay.
All right. No successes. All right. So I think Charlie's blissfully unaware, but as an audience, we see.
Oh, it was supposed to be wits, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I guess I
Oh,
resolved
yep.
now.
Go ahead and
Resolve
reroll.
and awareness.
Okay, it's all right. Oh, I did it again. That's how
It
weird.
did.
Because I clicked on the wits, but I guess it just put resolve for whatever reason.
Hmm. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. I just have to roll for you, clearly, because I roll really well. It turns out, 0 successes, enough successes. All right. Well, I'll give you the 3. I think as you walk out, you catch just the briefest glimpse of somebody else coming out from between the coffee shop and the library, which is probably next to it. There's probably a small back alley there that just gives you side access. But somebody comes sneaking out of that side, clearly trying to be stealthy in some way. You don't catch a huge glimpse of them, but they are tall, taller than anybody around you. And you catch like the briefest glimpse of a pale, almost misshapen face as he turns into the crowd.
I'll follow.
Okay. Following, kind of trying to be sneaky about it.
Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be stealth. Stealth and let's go with composure. Try and keep yourself calm and keeping up with them.
Not.
Was it still difficulty 3?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'll offer you a success at a cost as well. So you can either kind of lose him in the crowd as it gets a little more dense, or you can keep up with him, but he's going to notice you.
I'll go ahead and let him get lost.
Okay. So yeah, you get to a point where like there's a crowd that you'd have to push through to get to him, and you know that doing that would draw his attention, and you just kind of back off and watch him disappear off into the distance as he rounds a corner. Oh, cool. Frank.
Yeah, man, I'm in pain. This hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't feel great.
No.
But you're back at Screamistry, and you're pretty sure you just saw Charlie walk by, but
Yeah, man.
but you got a package to deliver.
Yeah, man. I got your sprinkles, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, and as you come in, you're back. The sprinkles, excellent. Good,
Yeah,
bring
man.
them on in.
All right.
And he says, you can just throw them down and back there. Pull out one of those bags and fill up that bucket.
All right. Go ahead. They'll open up the box and look for sprinkles.
Yeah, it's like bags and bags of sprinkles in the box.
Nice. Cameron?
Yeah, you tear one open and pour it in. You catch just the briefest glimpse of something on the bottom of the box under all the sprinkles. Not enough to know what it is or anything like that, but there's definitely something under all the sprinkles. But yeah,
All right,
Brom says, couldn't have done it without you. Now everybody gets their sprinkles.
Yeah, man. Shouldn't stop talking about no sprinkles. It's good.
Well, I will call you if I need anything. For now, take the night off. Have fun.
I will, man.
Can
Have
I
a good
get
day.
you some ice cream to go?
No, man, I'm good.
All right.
I get lactose intolerant, man. It's not good seeing.
Yeah, no, please. Not in my shop.
Yeah, no. Maybe later though, man.
All right.
Catch you later.
And I can't believe I'm saying this in 2023, but I'll page you if I need anything.
Hey. Thanks, man. I'll walk out and I will stare at the red dot in the sky. Right outside the shop. I'm
Right
not
outside,
moving.
just staring.
Yeah.
All right. We cut out on Frank staring at the red dot. And back to Kitty real quick. Kitty pulling up. The sheriff had you meet him at a local race that was going on that he obviously wasn't supposed to know about, but it's a small town. The sheriff knows when races are happening. But you guys are just down the street a little ways. You're not at the actual race. But you can hear the revving of engines and all that. And the sheriff steps out, pulls his hat off again, says, well, what'd you find?
Back of the truck.
Okay. They look alive.
It's your mess.
No, I'm pretty sure I was very fucking clear
You
that it
told
is
me
your mess.
to find the mess and bring it to you, and I done brought it to you.
Told you to find the mess and deal with it.
I'm dealing with it by bringing it to you. Now it's your mess.
fuck
Get him
you
out
want
of
me
the
to
truck.
do?
Leave him here.
I'm a sheriff. I can't just kill people.
I don't kill nobody.
Bullshit. Like you ain't never killed anyone.
I ain't never killed anyone.
You a country singer. You killed at least one person.
Oh, you son bitch. And you telling me law enforcement ain't never killed anybody? I think you got a higher probability than I do, sir. These are yours now. And she just starts walking to the truck.
Didn't deserve it.
She's already turned and walking. People are pulling out the back for her. We're just going to leave them there.
All right.
Fucking Leo coming at me like that. What the hell?
Give me a roll of charisma and performance, let's call this. See if you can do this without him getting pissed off at you. Or more pissed off at you. All right.
There's a lot of dice and not a lot of success.
I will offer you, as well, a success at a cost.
No, Kitty doesn't care if the sheriff is mad.
Okay.
I feel like these two probably have a long ongoing thing, and she just doesn't care.
Then there is a gunshot and the wheezing of air. And your pickup, the tire, just begins to sink.
Oh, hell no! She throws her hat on the ground. You son of a bitch, you did what?
Good luck getting out of here now, kitty. And he just turns around and starts walking to his truck.
You, crank down the spare.
As he drives off, he spins around.
I'm going to step in front of his car. Because one of my other fun powers. You ready for this?
Oh boy.
Not that one. Yep. Prowess. As he comes by, I'm going to take a nice big kick at his tire.
Okay. Does it say what you need to roll for that?
Rouse check.
Okay. See if you get hungrier. You do not. And then is there a skill roll associated with it?
It's an unarmed attack.
Okay.
I get to
Go
use
ahead
it
and make brawl strength.
So, get to add that. Hold on, let me open it back up and make sure I'm doing this right. Yes, add the potence rating of the user to their unarmed damage value.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So potence, brawl, strength. You need. We're gonna call this moderate again.
Okay, so 3.
Yeah.
That did not add everything, because my strength
Nope.
alone should be 4.
Go ahead and roll 4 more.
Here.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, that's too much. Did it re-roll the whole thing? I think it did.
It did 2 strength, which is 4 plus 4. Which is... No, that should be it. Brawl plus strength plus potence.
Potence is 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So brawl
Yeah.
is 2 plus potence is 2. And then-
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. So yes, that's enough. As he drives by, the tire blows and he kind of spins sideways a little bit. And hops out of his truck. Says, "Damn it, kitty!
Good luck to you, Sheriff. They're
Never
already
clean up your
changing
own
my
damn
tire.
messes."
This is your mess.
Get your ass out of here before I change my mind and shoot you.
You wouldn't dare mess up my clothes.
Try me.
I'll send you the tailor and bill. And she stomps off.
As you guys take off, he walks
Picks
over
up
to
her
the
hat on the way.
he walks over to the bodies and to the living people, and you hear him mutter, "No, damn well I can't afford no tailor and bill for that shit." But yeah, we'll fade out there and fade back in on everybody arriving at the house after a long night. Kind of getting back in. And we'll say it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. 4:30, I guess. Zane didn't get off work till around 4. So yeah, 4:30 in the morning. Everybody arrives back. Is there anything you guys would like to do or say to each other?
Oh, yes. I have something to say.
Before
Now-
that, having stared at the red star for 10
Oh, yeah.
minutes, or at least 10 minutes, I will bring my hunger back down to 2.
Okay.
I will leave my truck with one of my peeps to make sure they get the spare replaced as well tomorrow
Okay.
during the day.
Sounds good. Y'all can do that, and you are back home.
Zane time.
All right. I know this is going to sound crazy, but yeah, and I always sound crazy, but you got to believe me this time. Here, check this out. And I'll start showing them the emails. It's like this. I deleted them because I thought they were spam at first, but, I pieced this together. And from what I can determine, the First Light is going to be doing an operation in Paris, Texas.
The who and the what? And
The
why
First
did you
Light.
think the message was lunch meat?
What?
Spam, isn't that some kind of lunch meat?
Yeah.
You're telling me the sun is going to do an operation, man? That's scary, man.
No,
lunch meat.
not the sun, the government. The government, man.
What's
I'm
the
telling
government
you,
want with
the-
your lunch meat?
No. Forget the lunch meat. It's not about lunch meat, man. It's about the government. The government has this group called the First Light. They're CIA and NSA and DARPA and I don't know, Navy SEALs. I don't know what they are, but man, they hunt vampires. They're the government and they hunt vampires. And they're coming to Paris, Texas, man. I don't know what to do about it. This is bad.
Did you try to eat that alphabet soup again? Honey, I done told you can't just put blood in anything and try to eat it.
Why not?
Man, you tell me the government's bringing the sun here, man? Hunt some vampires? Man, that's crazy.
It is. It's like the sun with guns, man. It's dangerous. It's. I don't know. I don't know why they would be coming here. Maybe they know something. I don't know.
a lot of things,
I mean,
but
you-
what's that got to do with it?
Do you think they're on to us? Does anybody know? Could anybody know about us? Have we been discovered?
Oh,
This is
hell.
bad, man.
Real man. I'm gonna go get Betsy. Go get Betty. Real
I
quick.
don't know about discovered, but I did just
That's-
turn a couple of idiots into the sheriff.
You what?
It was his request. He said some people were talking, so I just dropped them off. He's taking care of them now.
Oh man, this is bad. I bet they
He
know
shot
about
my
it.
tongue
I bet.
tire.
Man, the truck drivers, the least of our worries, the government knows about us. They're coming after us, man. They're coming after us. They know about us. We got to do something.
Relax. No one knows about us. But
No, the
there are
three
Yeah.
that did,
going on.
they'll be dead by morning. It's fine.
Yeah, but who did they tell? How did...
The sheriff will handle it. It's all good.
You trust him?
I better get
I
Betsy
trust
ready,
him
man.
not to mess with me anymore.
Out of
Still,
character,
man.
do the rest of us know that the sheriff is a vampire as well?
Yes, you would all be aware.
I
Okay.
did just kick his tire out of his car.
You and him ought to just get a room and get it over with.
Have you seen him? No, thank you. I cannot emulate the disgust on Kitty's face well enough. Although I could blood bind him. That might be, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
What about your alphabet soup and your lunch meat again?
No. I'm telling you, the government's onto something. They don't just send First Light out for no reason. They know something's going on. If it's not us, what else could it be?
I don't know what First Light is, sir.
First Light, and I'll go sit down on my laptop and start bringing up dark web conspiracy theory websites about First Light with pictures and shadowy pictures and surveillance and all of this shit, and I'll go off on like a 20-minute rant.
So these pictures are not lunch meat like the other one you said was lunch meat.
Kind of like lunch meat. It's a word we use for email that you don't want.
Email.
Email is
Younger
too scary for me.
generation, I just
I'm going to talk to the toilet man, see what it says.
I don't understand.
I will give
either.
I will give Frank a disconcerting look when he mentions the toilets, because one time I was in the back bathroom on the back wall from that toilet, and I heard him talking to the toilet, and I thought I might have heard the toilet talk back once, and that really freaked me out. And now I won't go in the back bathroom while Frank's in the front bathroom. I won't even go down the hall while Frank's in the bathroom, because the toilet freaks me the fuck out, man.
All of my little people, they know Frank too. They done found him in the bathroom at the
Toilet knows,
bar
man.
a time
It'll tell
or
me.
two.
Trust me, man.
All right. And with that chaos, we cut to the ending credits and call the show for the night.
That was awesome.
Nice. That was amazing. Oh, good lord.
It sounds like
Shenanigans.
Charlie's gonna have to be the voice of reason, and I apologize
Jesus.
now.
Yeah, Charlie's stuck with a bunch of crazies, that's for sure.
Kitty's not crazy, she's just out of touch. And a little
With
entitled.
I'm not conceited. I'm convinced.
Can I have already had a gun zombie
Yeah.
named Betsy? Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to be a M1903A4 Winchester.
All right.
Yeah. Or Springfield, I'm sorry. Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a later model Springfield built in World War II. So I'll put that to you.
Oh, and as a side note, bro dude that I slapped in the desert, when he wakes up, he's going to find the truck I stole parked next to him.
Nice.
Nice.
It doesn't have any keys because I hacked the car.
Yeah.
Did you unhack it before you left?
No,
Oh, okay.
I stole somebody's like Rivian truck that could be hacked.
It's one of those ugly ass cyber trucks that Tesla wants to come out with. Just all boxes and lines.
Those things look. That's one fugly truck. I'm sorry.
Well, cool. Hope you guys enjoyed. from here on out, it'll be more group. I just kind of wanted to do one session where I figured out how you guys kind of react to things,
Yeah.
and get a sense of your characters. I like all of them.
Nice. Good.
And the group dynamic will be excellent, I'm sure.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sorry, Charlie.
Poor Paris, Texas.
You get to be the cat wrangler.
Poor Paris, Texas. Poor Charlie too.
Oh man.
But cool. We will sign off there for the night.
All right, we will be back next week. I will.
It's Tuesday. Night, Twitch.
Tuesday. Good night.
Have a good night, Twitch. It's been real.